Glendale, Milwaukee. That means I love you. Welcome to the Nyumba Upendo Show, the House of Love on WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. I am your host, Kweku Amohasi. I don't have Dr. Alicia Mutri here, but who do we have as our co-host?
I don't know. Who do we have?
I don't know. Jermaine, you see somebody?
Yeah.
Hey. See, I gotta pause on because we gotta start with our P&Ps before Jermaine taking another play. We cannot do the show before we talk about that we got permission from the elders, as in tradition of our ancestors and our elders. We need permission from the elders to speak. We've gotten that, and we've gotten the prayers from a mama. You know, it's something about the prayers from your mama.
Mm-hmm.
And when I told her, she was like, "Oh, Marlin, no, I love Marlin." and she, when I talk about the first time you came on the show, she's like, y'all need to have him on like once a month. Because when you talk about that laughter being good for the soul, it so much is. But when I talk about like Byron, like it's like Byron was by the car when my mama was praying for me. So he was saying hello and I couldn't say hello. And I didn't want to think I was being rude, but you know, when you're in the midst of that, but she was like, make sure everybody else know I pray for them. And I said, you know, that's what I love about my mama, you know, because she be having her own, you know, things. But it's like when you have somebody who prays for you, it just makes you feel strong. So, Sister Val, we're going to really give you your full introduction.
Well, also, too, I just want to say thank you to your mom. I appreciate it. I receive.
So
thank you.
So, well, I don't even want to say introduce yourself to the people because you done been on here 3 times now. So you ain't really no guest no more. So,
well, why can I not still? I can't still like bask in the guestness no more.
No.
Okay. All blessings, everyone. I am Serita Valmond, aka I'm chronically resilient, holistic chronic pain coach and wellness consultant, and you know the lover of life. You know, love of love, all those good things, and you know, coming through some interesting times, you know, as far as her personal life and everything, and still here, you know, still being the light that I've been, you know, granted that honor to be. And so I'm here and I get to be, you know, with you. And so I'm happy.
No. We so appreciate it. You know, I was thinking about like usually we dedicate the show to an ancestor. And I'm very conscious, specifically being on WNOV, who that person is. But I went a little bit off today because I knew who we had on. And I was thinking of George Carlin. And this was one of them comedians like, and when you talk about like being intelligent, but speaking truth to power, having this ability to like tell jokes, but then tell a harsh truth. And was thinking about what's going on in our society with Stephen Colbert show being canceled because of some of the political backlash and stuff like that. And I was like, what is it about comedians that they have this ability to be able to tell us the truth that even politicians can't even say because of the way they bring it. So it's digestible where we can hear it, but it's still informative at the same time. And like I said, that kind of goes into, we already gave it away who's on the show and whatnot like that. But when I look at a person like you, Brother Marlin, what I love about you is your comedic, your comedy specials, the people who you bring on, you intentional about who you bring on. You know, I love the way you respect those who paved the way for you. You know, you're very intentional about giving people their flowers while they live. But your show is one where you're going to laugh. And it's got a little R-rated, but it's mostly like where it's good for everybody. And it's like, when I think about that, what was the impetus for you to say, hey, I'm so talented. I could go from G to X, but I'm going to keep it in this kind of PG-13, kind of NC-17R kind of thing so everybody can enjoy my comedy.
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks for having me on. Thanks for your mom for the prayers. You know how I feel about your family as a whole, your mama, Dr. Mutri, as well as you, your lovely wife, and them kids. No, I think it stems from being able to look myself in the mirror when I come off stage, because I know I have a gift and I know where it comes from. Yeah. So if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I'm very, like you said, intentional, particular about what I put out. I have a brand and I know who I serve. So that's where a lot of that comes from. I don't overthink it. If I think it's funny and I think my mama okay with it and I can look in the mirror, my mama everything to me. So again, if she's laughing, I think it's okay. And at the same time, it's just a intuition you get when you're writing, when I'm coming up with material. If it feels wrong, sometimes I walk the line, I'll revisit, you know, let me take this out and put this in, you know, that's where that comes from. Yeah.
So when I think about that, and you jump in wherever, Serita, I'm looking at this, and it's one of those common questions, but I think it's so important when we talk about the foundation of a person. When somebody says, well, who's your Mount Rushmore of comedians? Like, because that becomes like, who's your influence? So when you think about that, you don't even have to limit to 4, but who are the people that shaped you significantly?
Oh man, I love the question. My Mount Rushmore is simple. There are a lot of comedians I respect over the years, but there are 4 that I still feel if they were alive and they were here today, they would be selling out venues. Number 1, greatest comedian of all time, and I don't think you get an argument, just like in boxing, most of us say Muhammad Ali. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor had everything in that bag. His timing, his ability to improv, be impromptu on the spot, to improvise, because I've seen him do stand-up comedy and the set was going down and he flipped that and reached in his bag and got some other stuff. He went in the hood and got that. So I've always respected Richard Pryor's ability to not only do stand-up, to act. People think about Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor. He did Which Way Is Up. Come on. Before Nutty Professor, go back and look. There was Which Way Is Up. That was Richard Pryor. That was Richard Pryor. I would also have to say a woman has to go on there. Mom's Maybelline. Come on, Mom. Yeah, old but clean. You hear the one about she was just deep. She reminded me of my own grandmother. She told real stories. So I was like, she's the GOAT. There was no one doing that. She was on the Ed Sullivan show. That's like our Tonight Show of today.
And during those times.
There you go. Absolutely. And speaking her truth. I also have to give this man his flowers, man. Robin Harris. Man, that was my guy. Probably the most feared comedian with a microphone. You couldn't go to the bathroom when Robin Harris had the microphone. I'm serious. He scanned the room. Good looking folks in here. I tell you, I talk about everybody in here. You test tube. He would go down that line. That was my guy. And finally, and it's tough, but I had to put him in here. My GOAT, and this is a living GOAT, Mike Epps. I love Mike Epps, man, because Mike Epps is on and off the stage funny. Rarely do you find good dudes on and off stage. Mike Epps, my guy, on and off stage.
Okay, I want to know about this one, because the first 3 I see.
Okay.
And usually when you hear about like kind of living legend, you hear the Eddie Murphy, even Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock kind of get up in there, whatnot like that. Mike Epps is not usually in that top tier or whatnot like that. So what is it? Because I know you know him. So what is it about him and his comedy specifically that we see where you say, oh, you missing this? You need to go back and rewind and
for somebody, every time I see Mike Epps, and I've worked with him, I've toured with him, I've opened for him, I'm impressed every time. Because a lot of people say, well, I don't like material being brought back. If I see you once, I don't. People love his characters that he does. So I think Mike Epps is just naturally funny. It doesn't matter. And he talks about real stuff. Like when he come to Milwaukee, I got a cousin sitting in penitentiary right now because Mike Epps. Because somebody else was like, Mike, where you get your weed from? Mike, down there on 19th and Nash, the second out from the corner. My cousin is sitting in jail because Mike Epps gave the location of where he get his weed from. Just funny, naturally. And he gonna say what you thinking. That's why I put Mike Epps in there. It's my Mount Rushmore. I know it may not be yours, but his acting in the movies, all about the Benjamins. When he auditioned for Next Friday, I went to the premiere in Atlanta. I never forget this. Mike Epps, I saw the audition tape. Cube fell out he had Cube get up, fall off the that's how funny he was. Now, this is following arguably America's favorite, Chris Tucker. Who comes behind Chris Tucker? Mike Epps did. That's why I put him up there. Kweku, come on, man.
Like you knew he wasn't there. When he was talking about Baby D.
Come on, man. You don't know Baby D, right? Oh, come on, man.
I think about him because he's from Indianapolis, so he's got that Midwest
kind of
feel, and he reminds you though, like of a person like who's your uncle in your family.
Right.
He was supposed to play Richard Pryor, though, Kweku. He was supposed to play Richard Pryor. The family put it on hold. Yeah, it's a lot of politics behind that. But who better? He resembled Richard Pryor. His timing, hilarious. Yeah, Mike is funny. That's my guy. Can't take it from Mike. Come on, man. Upshaws. Come on, man. Come on. That's why he's on my Mount Rushmore.
So now I want to kind of get to like the beauty behind laughter.
Okay.
Because like your first person, you talked about Richard Pryor. You jump in now.
I know.
Okay.
I'm look. I'm about to go. I'm about to come in because I'm already knowing where you're going.
When I look at Richard Pryor, the first thing I think of, you talk about, all anyway, but loose, all of these things. I think of JoJo dancing because that brings what made Richard. You talk about I remember seeing him in like the little brothels and whatnot like that coming up, and then you see his stories all the way, from the fire, then the strokes, and the MS and all of that. And I look at about even at the end of his life when he was there, sort of like an Ali, where you see him not as physically strong, but the reverence when people saw him was still the same. What is it about that hurt, that frustration sometimes that brings out the best of a comedian to be able to turn their pain into joy for others?
You just said it. Turning pain in your personal life around is the funniest comedy that I could perform. Things that have once hurt me, the lack of support from family, sometimes your own community, I put that on stage. I turn it around. I flip it. Yeah. You have no idea. Once upon a time, that bothered me. Yeah. That bothered me. That was for him to do. I'm glad you brought up JoJo. That man, that was powerful, but that was painful, and that was real life. That's his story. He put that in film for our enjoyment, for our pleasure, but it was painful once upon a time for Richard. And I think that's where the best comedy come from. Some of the things, not having a father in your life, put it on stage. I don't sit there and soak in my mess. Anything that pains me, Kweku, I'm going on stage with it because I know somebody else. I'm helping somebody in that audience. I am healing somebody. If it's not for just one night, I'm helping somebody sitting out there. That's when it's real, when it's pain.
Well, definitely, you're an alchemist. It's like when you sit there and think about it like that, you're transmuting that whole entire situation into something else and being more positive. I'm being positive with it.
She using these king words on me, but go ahead. I'm following you. I promise you I am. Yes. No, I just feel honestly with the gift, again, anybody can write a joke, but can you deliver it?
Right.
Does it work? Are you humble enough to know, hey, I need to go back. That's not working. Some people get stuck in the truck, not me. I'm always trying to be creative. I'm always trying to do something different. I don't watch a lot of other comedians just because I don't want to be influenced by their styles. If you notice, my Mount Rushmore had 3 that's gone because I go back. I want to know who opened the doors and made it possible for me to have a venue today. And those are the ones that are on that list.
So
no.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, who is your mentor for you as far as and that doesn't necessarily have to be saying that it really was someone physically there, but as far as like, who would you say was like your mentor as far as when you were going through?
I talk to a lot of people. If I have a question, like my headliner I got Saturday coming from my Comedy Legends concert series is Preacher Moss.
Say that again. What you got coming?
I got a Comedy Legends concert series. I do it once a month. I think our city needs to heal. I think laughter is great for the soul, not just good for it's great for the soul. Those who laugh, they live longer. Studies have proven that. All right. Absolutely. So I do this once a month. I don't care where I'm at. I come home once a month and I'm gonna showcase living legends. Okay. Oh, you represent. Oh, come on, man. He got the shirt on. That's my man. Come on, Kweku, make it do what it do. That's what I'm talking about. He's been rocking with me for years, and I appreciate that love and support. If you want to rock with me, again, come on out. This Saturday, we got it going on 220 East Pittsburgh Avenue. Safe area, professional, grown folks in the building. Comedy legend Preacher Moss. He's been a writer for Damon Wayans, George Lopez. Funny. I call this brother all the time. Muslim brother. Yeah. Listen to me. Preacher graduated from Marquette. He, too, was also in education. And we met back in 1991. We both were booked to open for Tony Terry. I'll never forget this. Now, usually that's beef.
That's when he was.
Oh yeah, there you go. Right. So we met backstage. We talking like, man, you here for the? He said, yeah, I'm supposed to be open for open. And we've been linked ever since, man. Just good dude, man. This guy travels around the world, the UK. Just a great writer, brilliant.
Now, hold on. I want to just rewind you for a little bit because you said you have this legend series.
Yes.
You do it once a month. Now, I know you did one last month. Who was the legend?
Oh man, come on! I'm glad. This woman, Sylvia Traymore Morrison. Shouts out to her from the DMV. Oh man, Sylvia Tremore Morris was the first Black female writer for Saturday Night Live. The first Black. She has toured with Whitney Houston. Phenomenal. She did the Muhammad Ali roast. Richard Pryor couldn't do it, so they called her, and she got in there and she showed up. She showed out. This woman does over 100 impressions. She kicked off my Comedy Legends concert series last month. And remember, I don't have Whitney Houston money. Right? But when I called and told her what I was doing, listen, God paid that debt for me. You hear me? She got on the flight. And again, Milwaukee came out. She showed up and she showed out. So I appreciate that. Shouts out to Sylvia Tremore Morrison, a living comedy legend. That's what I'm about, man. Kweku. Bringing some people that I've worked with in this business. They got some free time that want to come and pause for this cause, man. That's what it's about, man. Our city need to heal, and I'm trying to provide, because they always say, we ain't got nothing to do. Okay, I'm telling you, Saturday, this Saturday, 7 p.m.
There's always something to do.
There you go.
So how is it sometimes? Because I know, like, sometimes, you know, I talk about Jermaine Rideout, you know, sometimes because he's so humble, people don't understand, you know, where his career's taking him. And when you local, they forget that you got like a national, international reputation. So when you talk about the support right there, how is it when you say, man, I'm trying to put on for the city, give you something, but then maybe you don't get the support? Like I look at, like with the improv, the people again, I'd be like, man, this is packed, but we got this brother right here.
Talk to me.
Just as funny, if not funnier.
Talk to me.
And it's there. So how is that? Because
it's tough.
That's a grind to keep moving.
It's tough. And I'm going to be honest with you. I look at family. You know, I don't expect people who don't know me to come and show me love and support off the bat. I don't expect that. I have to earn that, right? But when you have family members and you go to, like you said, the improv, and you see them at another show and they have never seen their nephew on stage, man, that's some other kind of pain. But you know what I'm gonna do at my next show? I'm putting it on stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm putting it on stage. I recently, it's funny you brought that up. I saw my cousin. I don't mention her name. I saw my cousin Natalie at the gas station. And she was like, hey, cuz, whatever. And I was like, oh, hey, Natalie. I saw her, you know, her stomach was a little pudged. I said, I see you pregnant again. She's like, don't do that, cuz. Don't. I said, no, but the last time I saw her, she's like, you right. Last time you did see me, I was pregnant. I don't know. It must be something in the air. I was like, your legs. That's what it is. So it's stuff like that. I know how to get back at people, Kweku, when they come from me, or they don't support me in that way.
I think that's also a Milwaukee thing, though, too.
Yeah.
You got to be able to go ahead and
yeah.
do that.
I don't know why we like that, because you go to somewhere like Philly. Kevin Hart is from Philly.
Yeah.
Come on, man. 35,000 at a stadium to see their own. Chris Tucker, Comedy Cafe. I remember when it opened, the line was wrapped around the plaza just to come and support their own. And it's not me that I'm asking Milwaukee to support. Support somebody that's trying to we got a lot of comedians that's trying to go national, trying to go viral. But it's people like y'all that know. You've seen what I do. You know. Come on, you work with me.
Right.
But there are other people.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the funniest thing. It's great when you see something and you don't know you're going to see it. I remember the first time I was watching the Boondocks and I saw Obama on there. And I was like, man, this person sounds just like Obama. And then you read the credits, Marlin Hill. I'm like,
Milwaukee's own. Talk to me.
We got a caller coming on. We got time to take it? Caller, you on with brother Marlin Hill.
Yes, sir. Mr. Marlin Hill.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, young man?
Pretty good. Listen to you every day.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You're going to get me. You're going to get me.
No, I ain't going to get you. Go ahead.
Anyway, hey, Dr. Kweku. Hey, Dr. Kweku.
Kweku. You could just say blacksmith. I know you used to.
But everybody in the studio. And thank you, Dr. Q. Hey, Dr. Q. Since your name is so long, sir, I'm going to be respectful and just say, Dr. Q. On for real. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for being there. But y'all forgot something. You naming all the comedians and stuff like that. You forgot one black woman back in the days. My grandmother used to love her. Okay? She used to love her. And what she used to do back in the days and stuff like that, she was funny. But you know what her name was?
I'm waiting to hear.
Yeah, we want to know.
Because I got a couple that's shooting through, but I want to see what
Right.
you're going to say.
Mars Mabley.
Yeah, we said that.
Yeah, he said
That
Yeah, I
was
said-
that was
Oh, y'all
his,
did?
Yeah.
that was his
Oh,
Mount
man,
Rushmore.
Yeah, she's on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mars Mabley. My grandmother was born in 1912. And she used to say, hey, he said, Duke. I said, what, grandmama? She raised me, right? She said, the only reason I remember when I was born, because when the Titanic sunk, and she was born in 1912. But my grandmother, Mr. Ella Davis, she loved her some Mars Mabley. And Mars Mabley, she used to have a, my Mabley was for real. And that's a black woman.
You know what that music means. That music means we got to go to a break, Jermaine.
I know.
But definitely, but thank you for bringing it up, though.
Keep on listening.
You
We're
know,
gonna have Brother
appreciate it.
Marlin
thank
here.
everybody for being there.
No,
Appreciate
thank
And
you.
he gonna have something on the other side too for y'all. So you want to stay tuned in to Nyumba Upendo, WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. Hey, welcome back to the Nyumba show. This is Dr. Kweku, with JT said, Dr. Cool, Dr.
Wow.
Dr. Q. And then you turn to Dr. Q real quick.
We got our guest host, Serita Valmond, on, and we got our main man, funny man of Milwaukee, Brother MARLIN Hill, in here.
Yes, sir. Amen.
So
Standing tall like City Hall.
You were talking about this program that you got going on this weekend. So tell me a little bit more about it with the Legend series.
I was honestly, like I said, I got a lot of things going on, wear a lot of hats. So I didn't want to overcommit to something, but this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. And then just with the recent violence, just, the mental health struggles that seem like that's plaguing our community. I wanted to come up with something. And I said, well, I'm an entertainer. I said, and I work with these other comedians, not just any comedian. I want it to be legendary. I want you to have an experience when you come out, that you're going to remember who was on that stage. And it's not about me. I host every time. I set the tone in that room, but I want you to see living legends. Sometimes we give people flowers at a funeral, why we can't give them to them while they're here.
Absolutely.
So I have partners that have agreed, that they would be interested in coming to our city for this Comedy Legends concert series, which takes place this Saturday, July 26th, downtown Milwaukee, 220 East Pittsburgh. And if you're interested in going, my website is marlinhill.com. Like I said, it's about healing. Laughter is good, man. And I'm always looking in that audience, reading folks. That's what I do up there. I should be able to look at you, Kweku, and say, that brother going through something. Man. I got to loosen him up. He ain't laughed. He ain't smiled. Right. So I'm going to get you. That's a challenge for me.
No, Stacy hate when I come to your day. Like,
oh, man, you already.
But that it's cathartic for me. Like hearing that. And sometimes if I'm laughing maybe harder than I should, that's also letting me know, man, I'm holding a lot in.
There you go.
But you need that. And then you get this appropriate place to let this out. So it's like, I love what comedians do. I think it's one of the best healing places. A lot of people are sometimes scared to come to therapy. I don't want to go. But you go to some place to laugh. And it's like you said, it's through that pain where they see themselves.
Right.
And it's like, if this person can laugh, man, I also can. So one of the things I want to ask you as you talk about this, and I know you were talking about maybe doing some things with some giveaway with some tickets. I want to make sure we get that for the callers. But so you turn that, as Serita said, what you say?
I said he's an alchemist. He's transmuting.
Come on. So you turn this lead into gold. Is that just for the stage, or how do you make sure that it's just not like, hey, I'm giving this to other people, but I'm still not fully healing the way I need to?
Man, I wake up in pain every day, right? But my goal is to remove it. How do I get rid of this? It's not healthy to walk around with pain. Like you said, I think we were talking about health issues off the air. Man, I've always had, my blood pressure has always been good. I never had high blood pressure. And you don't realize what you're masking until you go to your routine, doctor appointment. And recently, my doctor told me, hey, your blood pressure a little high. And I didn't realize I had a couple of recent deaths, things that you're coping with off there. So not only am I, advising or giving others advice, I'm healing through that process as well. You know what I mean? I have to, because it's not just for them. I'm helping myself heal at the same time.
And even with what you're doing too, it's honestly, in essence, laughing is also like a somatic release. So you actually are being able to go ahead and actually release that from out of your body as well too. And so it's like with you saying that, that's spot on. Right. And I think that we don't recognize that we are actually doing things for ourselves. In the process. Absolutely. And so it's beautiful that you're doing this, because it's something that, as you said before, and even when we're sitting here, like, we got the news on. So we're seeing, unfortunately, what's been going on in the city. We're not blind to it. We're not immune to it as well either. Right. And it's like, we have to all come together and be able to go ahead and do something, and definitely be able to support you and making sure that we're bringing these different events and things to the city. And I mean, I'll bring in my own events as well too at the end, but it's like, it's all those things that, we're looking at it in a different way. Right. And we have to bring something different, because unfortunately the same stuff going on, it's not moving the needle. No, so we have to do things, and we have to be able to go ahead and get this pain out. Absolutely. So thank you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Now, when I listened to that, my grandmother used to tell me, she said, the best way to heal yourself is to help others. So when I see that, I can see how it has that reciprocal nature. But when I look at your comedy, your Mount Rushmore, you were talking about Robin Harris. And this is one where we say, man, gone too soon. You know, what was he,
Yeah.
39?
Yeah,
He was
now
in his
look, 36.
30s. I
He
think he was
36.
37. I think he was
And
37.
the hard
Yeah.
part about it is because when I look at him, I thought the person who reminded me the most of him was Bernie Mac.
Right.
And then I see another person who left us too soon. So when you
Right.
think about those two comedians, what do other comedians say when you see like people from the brotherhood that go down? Do you have like conversations within yourselves, check up on each other, accountability partners? How does that work?
Sure. Most comedians, the living comedians, Bernie Mac and Robin Harris are like revered as goats.
Yeah.
That's even though it's like Biggie. Biggie had 2 albums, but his body of work in those 2 albums, people remember. Robin Harris, he was getting ready to be the next. He was about to really go to the next level, and then that happened, the tragedy. The same thing with Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was out here for 20, almost 30 years before he got discovered. So the best advice I ever received probably came from Bernie Mac, meaning don't give up, don't quit. You never know when you're gonna get that tap on the shoulder saying it's your turn. So but and as far as health, a lot of the guys are starting to open up. You don't realize what people go through. So, but you also have to be like Kweku, you and I can talk about anything off the air, right? Because we built that.
Yeah.
With comedians, it is a brotherhood. Some of them you lose your family because you're always on the road. You know what I mean? There are months where you may not be bringing in the income that you were expected. Shows get canceled, tours get canceled.
People don't
so
pay.
Exactly. There you go. Right. You know, when the promoter says, "Hey man, let me holler at you for a minute," you probably it's probably gonna be short. I'm telling you now. But no, we do talk about health issues, and I make sure, especially like I said, that was a scare for me. Like I just left 2 funerals in my family, and I was like, let me just go. And I had a routine checkup, and the doctor's like, "You've never had high blood pressure." He said, "Does it run in your family?" He was just asking me questions, and I was like, "I'm not used to." I felt kind of uncomfortable, but I'm like, I'm going to address it. I'm not going to, that's how you get in stroke mode. So I know if I don't do something about this, then the obvious is going to happen. So I don't want the obvious. So I do talk to people. Hey man, how's your blood? Like I was going to ask you that. Hey, you got high blood pressure? Because he tripping.
Look, I asked him the other day too. We were on the phone talking. I asked him. I said, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Right.
And you know what? When you said that, that's so beautiful because sometimes people say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right. Just general.
I'm doing good.
A general.
But like, no. How are you?
There you go.
And then on top of that, is there something I can do to assist or to help? And so that's just so beautiful. So like, if the listening audience listen, like, reach out to somebody who you care about, see how they doing, because sometimes people, like you said, they suffer behind those smiles. You don't even know what's going on, and you're thinking it's all good and whatnot. And it could be some good things, but it maybe be some other things that they need.
Ask them again, right? Like you said, you asked them, no, how are you doing? Now, if somebody asks me that, then I'm gonna look at you twice, like, okay, she must see something. I'm showing something. I'm giving off energy that I'm not doing so good. That's good. So I think you need to ask again. Just don't ask, how you doing, Mal? How you doing? Okay. Because normally our normal response is, I'm good, but you're not. And it's okay not to be good.
Exactly.
Trust me.
It's okay
there you go. That's all. Absolutely not.
I want to ask you, Chris, we talked a little bit about this off air, and you kind of mentioned with some things. You said you sometimes do gigs at a funeral repast.
Yeah.
So tell me, one, how that kind of comes up, and then what are some of the things you do to be able to break that moment of this intense sadness of the families?
Well, I can refer to one time I knew actually the family. So it's not like I'm just going around soliciting saying I'm available if you need some funny, after losing your honey. No, it's not that. It's more or less when I go, when they call me and they say, man, we just lost, whoever it is. And I say, oh man, she was everything to me. And it's like anything this is when you open yourself up. I said, if there's anything you need, well, we was thinking, I was talking to Ellen, and Ellen was thinking maybe you could do 15 to 20 minutes. I said, at the funeral? No, we ain't gonna do you like that, put you next to the casket. We ain't gonna do you like that, but we saying at the repast, we done rented the hall. Her brother worked with this guy, got this building, so we done rented the hall. We want to know if you can come in there. We ain't got no microphones, so if you got your own system, we'll throw a little extra something in there if you bring that with you. So that's how those gigs come about. And man, I just honestly, I try to lighten the mood. I tell real life stories. People are real sitting at ours. They're in pain. Right. So again, I'm not reminding them of what they just witnessed. I take them elsewhere. We gonna laugh. We gonna address the elephant in the room, but by the end, we are going to be laughing. Yeah, that's what my goal is.
So one of the people that you had on your Mount Rushmore was Mike Epps.
Mhm.
And I was listening to him on a podcast, and he said one of the hard things for him was he recognized that his guys loved him when he was suffering.
Right.
Mhm.
And he was like, when I'm out here and I was on the cocaine and I was
Right.
doing this, it was all good. Like, oh man, you heard, come on, man, you one of us.
There you go.
But then when you start to kind of move up a little bit, I don't know if it's a jealousy, if it's a fear or what, but even with you, with the level of fame you got, how do you try to manage that as far as saying, like, I got to grow as a person, but I still keep it real with the people who I grew up with and love?
I'm going to be honest. I have trust issues with people. That was so real. I know exactly which interview you're referring to.
Mhm.
Mike Epps kept it real. He's
Yeah.
right. Because when people think you about to take off, it's cool when you here with them,
Uh-huh.
you got them laughing, you in the barbershop and you
Yeah.
being funny. But when you going places, they see you on TV and they hear that you doing this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll switch up
Oh, yeah,
because it's almost
change.
the crab in the barrel mentality,
Yeah.
you know. And I never understood that, you know, why they never put a lid over it, because you're not getting out. They don't want you to get out. They don't want you to leave. That's their fear. You're gonna blow up and you're gonna forget about them. That's a real fear. So when Mike Epps was saying that, it's okay that you around us, you down here, you getting high with us, but now you getting high in Hollywood. That's a different kind of high we can't relate to.
Yeah.
You done got Hollywood. Now they play.
Now you Hollywood.
There you go. Come on, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I think what I love about you is like when you talked about all of these individuals, you always keep like God in the middle of
absolutely.
this. And so when you think about like faith and comedy, how much does your religion, your faith, your spirituality influence the actual writings? I know you said you go back over it, but I'm talking about like the stories and lessons that you learn go into your stories.
And I don't take the stage unless I pray.
Yeah.
Even before I came in here, I know what time I told you I was coming. I pray before I speak, before I do my shows. That's important to me. I want to give the best representation. I want him to use me. You know what I mean? A lot of times I go on stage. This is another example of God's gift. I don't write what I'm going to say. Like if I got a show Saturday, I'm going to go on stage. I've got enough belief and faith in God. He's going to give me something that's going to entertain that audience. So that faith is strong. You know, and some people are looking, oh, he being lazy. He ain't even prepared for the show. No, I know where that's gotten me to. And I know who I honestly pray and give honor to every time I take the stage. That's where that comes from.
And honestly, it sounds like too, it's more or less that is part of your preparation. Because I was just going to ask you, like, what does your preparation actually look like?
Sure.
You know, when it comes to like even just like a regular day or even just like a show day.
Yeah, it's just basically again just getting, you know, getting connected with God, like trying to find my purpose. You know, because a lot of people, their expectations, they try to make them become your expectations, and that's not fair. Because I see people out all the time. Like, dog, you ain't in no movies or nothing? Ain't no movies coming your way? Cause you at Walmart. you work here at Walmart asking me about you need to think about your choice. And nothing wrong working with Walmart. But he's attacking me like I'm not doing nothing. You better Google me. That's what I tell him. Google me. I'm okay.
Because they call us. So we got a call on right now. Call, you got a question or comment from Brother Marlon Hill?
Yeah, I got a question for one, man, and I want to congratulate him on all his accomplishments.
Appreciate it.
But he said something I always want to ask somebody in the industry. Now, the God that you're talking about, did you meet him through some type of religion or some type of religious sect, or are you just talking about God as the creator? I mean, I wanted to know that.
I'm talking about our creator, my creator. I don't know who you. Yeah, I thought.
No. I'm not sure. I'm not.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Right. Where were you introduced to this creator? Was it Baptist, Church of God in Christ, Muslims? I mean, what? Where did you introduce?
I think early on, I was introduced to God with my family. My mother didn't always go to church, but I had family members that went to church, and then I joined the Church of Christ. And I've continued my relationship with God. You know, maybe he knew me. Yeah. Is that a problem?
That's interesting. They don't play no music in that church, but they sure be on fire for the Lord, Church of Christ. I don't think they do music. Do they do instruments?
They do instruments.
They do. Oh, I thought they did everything a cappella.
No, man, they do instruments.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to ask the question because, I mean, when you're talking about God, man, it's perking my ears up because, do you cuss in your comedy?
Do I cuss in my comedy? I want you to come out and see my performance. What they got to do with?
But when can I come out, man?
I just gave it Saturday. MarlinHill.com.
I just tuned in.
Oh, that's all right. MarlinHill.com. I got a show Saturday. I got Preacher
Okay,
Mouse
where's
headline.
it at? Where's it at?
Go to the website, MarlinHill.com. All the information there for you, brother. I would love to see your face in the place.
You can't tell me where it's at, Marlin?
Yeah, I'm just saying, just for time, we finna give tickets away. 220 East Pittsburgh Avenue, downtown Milwaukee.
Okay, my main man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Be in the audience, man.
All right, man. I see you. What's your name? What's your name, man?
We appreciate that.
His name Meech.
Hey, I'm sneak my popcorn in now. So.
All right, Meech, I want to see you, man. Don't be with your next show and don't show up.
No.
Hey, man,
listen. If I tell you I'm gonna show up, you might not know who I am, but I'm gonna be back there looking.
I want you to introduce yourself to me, Meech. I would love to take a picture
Man,
with
I'm
you,
not gonna let you do me, man.
I ain't that kind of comedian, bro. I got material, man. You can see the show or be the show, Meech. It's up to you. See the show or be the show.
I just want to come to the show.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, I gotta go.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, Meech.
Hey, listen, you listen to Nyumba Upendo on WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. We're going to see you on the other side. Welcome back to the Nyumba Upendo Show on WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. And we only got 10 minutes left. Serita,
Wow.
you got any other questions
That went
for
so
him to set him
That
up?
went so quick.
Yeah, that was fast. We were still a lot of talking.
I mean, hey, but there's a lot of content that we had to get out
Oh,
for you. Because
absolutely.
I mean, you got a lot going on, and I mean, the
We
fact
do.
that this lovely event is happening this weekend that
Comedy Legends.
little birdie told me you
Concert
got a
series.
little.
You better be in the building, Serita. I'm very disappointed. I know you love and like all my pictures. And I'm gonna say this
I
again:
do,
just
and
because
I-
you
and I
love
and
and
I
like
post.
pictures, don't mean you support that person. I'm not talking about Serita because that's my girl. We work together. I'm saying y'all come on out, man. I got something beautiful taking place in the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah, where you
this
where
Saturday.
other place you work? Because I don't ever get no invite.
Oh, really?
No,
That's what we doing?
Yeah.
That's what we doing. That's what we doing right now.
Meech got
Wow.
Meech Spirit is still in the house.
No, okay, we're
This
gonna-
is y'all
We
energy,
gotta
man.
blow
I'm
some
telling
air
you.
out of here. Like, wait a minute, open the door and
Let's
blow
get
it
some
out.
tickets away. Can I get some tickets away to our listeners, man? I
Come
appreciate
on.
everybody listening and
Get some
tuning
love up
in, man.
here.
We got the Comedy Legends concert series taking place this Saturday, starring my main man all the way from Houston, Texas. Preacher Moss will be in our city, all right? And he's showing up and showing out. I am looking for anyone who could tell me a former host of Showtime at the Apollo. Name him. A former host of Showtime at the Apollo. There's been a few.
But look at Jermaine.
I got a
trying-
question. So, can I walk out of the room?
You can
call
walk
to the
out and
station?
call. If you can walk out and somebody answer that phone, you are going live this Saturday, 220 East Pittsburgh Avenue, to see the Comedy
I'm gonna
Legends.
answer the phone.
I already know you know.
He's gonna be talking to himself. Like, wait a minute.
So no, you know what? But I love this because it's like you have so much love for the community where you say, "Hey, come support me," but I still got something for the people who listening and being entertained
Talk
by
to
it. That's the one thing, honestly, I love about your show. This show is called Nyumba Upendo, the House of Love, and when people leave, I want them to feel the love, and that's what I get when I leave your show. And not only am I feeling laughter, because Marlin will sit and he will take a picture with every guest
That's
Yes.
right.
that's come to the show.
And
You
I
don't
ain't
get that with
charging. I ain't
comedians.
charging.
Yeah.
I ain't charging. Some people pay for the meet and greet. That don't happen in my city, man. Honestly, we ain't on that, man. I'm trying to really give back.
Hold on, we got somebody on the line. Jermaine, who we got on the line?
Well, we got two callers.
All right.
Oh.
What was the question again? Set it up.
Name a former host of Showtime at the Apollo.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. That's correct answer, my brother. You are going live. Congratulations to the Comedy Legends concert series starring Preacher Moss, hosted by Marlin Hill, this Saturday, 220 East Pittsburgh
What's
Avenue.
your name?
Ronald Wood.
All right. Hey, we're gonna make sure that we have
Get his phone number. We
get
can send him.
everything
We'll send
we
those
gonna
tickets
get.
right over to you digital.
And then,
Thank you.
All right,
We
no
got
problem.
another
Thank you.
call?
Yes,
You got
hold
hold
tight.
tight. Hold on the
Hold
line.
We
on
don't-
tight, don't hang up. But you said now if they can name the host, who was the host when you won?
Right. This is the
Five
next.
times in a row.
How many times I win, Dr.
Five
Kweku?
times. And see, ain't
Five
that
times.
fun?
One,
Five
two.
times.
I got five.
One, two, three,
I'm
four.
just saying, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times in a row, man. That was a blessing, man. Honestly, like I said, man, I knew that I would be good, but I didn't know that I would make history. You know, I really prayed about it, like I said before I took the stage, but that audience opened up and they welcomed me like I was from New York. So I appreciate.
No, you know,
But,
when I think about that, I look at it and I see how, young you were. You're
Right,
still a young man,
right.
but it's just like that goes into like the craft. Like when you say I can go on stage because I got so much in me.
Mm,
That's like a legendary status right there where you say,
yes.
I know what I'm blessed with, but I
Right.
put in the work. I got this here. How was it for you to be able to stay in the field this long?
It's tough, man, because like I said, there are months slower than others. There's times when nobody's touring or calling you to open up or go on tour. And, that's why that education component is so important.
Hey, hold that because we're going to come to it. But we got
Okay.
another caller. You're on with Mr. Marlin Hill. Now, the question is, who was the host?
Who was the host when I won 5 times
You gotta turn
on the
your radio
world
down. I know
famous
you want to hear yourself.
Apollo
You gotta turn
Theater?
your
Who
radio
was
down
the
just a little.
host when I won 5 times? Huh?
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps was not the host.
We're going to give you one more chance, though.
Try again. Strike one.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer was not the host.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I want to help you out.
What's his name? That was his TV show, but what was his name? He gave you a hint. Kweku just gave you a hint.
Money Mac.
No. Last name reminds you of the shooting guard from the Golden State Warriors.
But did you got curry chicken for lunch?
I had curry chicken for lunch.
Oh, okay.
What high school you went to, sweetheart?
Excuse me?
You went to King?
Oh no, I went to Custard.
You went to Custer. You know what? I feel bad for you. I'm gonna give you these tickets. All right, Custer. Madhouse gonna look out for you. All right. I went to Madhouse and my sister graduated from Custer, so I'm gonna give you these tickets anyway. Mark Curry was the host when I won on Showtime at the Apollo 5 weeks in a row. But I'm still gonna give you the pair of tickets to come check us out this Saturday, starring Preacher Moss Comedy Legends Concert Series, 220 East Pittsburgh Avenue. Stay on the line. We're gonna get you information. We'll send you tickets through your phone, okay?
So listen, time is winding down just a little bit. So
Man.
I want you to give us what's some of your closing words, like what you would give to your students, because you talked about being in education. And I'm a fan of yours, not because what you just do with the comedy. I saw how you love on the children's comedy caps during the summer to be able to get them to quit. But being in the classroom as a serious teacher, but getting them to love the classroom. How do you mix those two?
I just believe, honestly, education is the key. I don't care where you live at. I know where I was. I never relied so much on my talent. I never wanted to be famous. I always wanted to be rich and financially secure. But education was my key. And I encourage all students that I have an opportunity to speak to use it as a vehicle to take them where they want to go in life. Like I said, I know comedians who have done comedy for 40, 50 years and they died broke. I don't want to be in that position. So my education background helps me understand and read all the fine prints that happens in the contracts. You know, I know about residuals, you know, how that works. So education is everything, man. If you don't have education, they're going to get you in Hollywood.
So let me ask you this. What would Robert Harris say to Bebe kids?
What
To
would
be able
Ro-
to make sure over the summer they don't hit that summer slide.
I tell you, y'all better stay off the streets. I'm telling you. And like Marlon said, get yourself in the classroom. That's exactly what's going to happen. You test too.
Yeah, that's what it is. But you know what? I got a lot of characters I'm going to do Saturday, man. Including your favorite, one of your favorites, President Obama. Actually, did I ever tell you the story how that came about?
No.
So Aaron McGruder, I got a call from Aaron
The
McGruder.
creator of the Boondocks.
There you go. Give the history. I appreciate that. And my friends do comedy, so I'm thinking they prank calling me. They like, this Aaron McGruder, saw your video you uploaded on YouTube, want to get you on the Boondocks. So I actually hung up. I thought he was playing. And so he called back. Right. It's like, quit playing, put some respect on my name. So when he called back, it was actually him. And I had to apologize. And he said that I had the best impression of President Obama. Would I like to be on the Cartoon Network, the Boondocks? And I was like, wow, this could be big. So I did. And I did the president voice for him right there live. And he was like, yeah, we got you. So I would like to do that in closing and just give you guys some advice.
All right.
All right, here we go. Here's what I will say. Serita, by the way, I want to say Michelle says hello. She wasn't able to make it. But she too appreciates what you do in this community.
Come on.
Kweku, tell Dr. Mutri that I would love to see her as well. She owes me Texas Roadhouse. The last time I was here, she said that Michelle and I would definitely get steak coming from her and her wonderful husband. But long story short, Milwaukee, all we're asking you to do is show up, show out this weekend at the Marlin Hills Comedy Legends Concert Series. It's taking place downtown Milwaukee, 220 East Pittsburgh Avenue. Jermaine Rideout's going to be there. There'll be a lot of people in the house. Flyer John's supposed to be there. It's going to be a lot of people in the building. Some of the most prominent people in the building,
legends.
right, are going to be in the building. So may God bless you. May God bless WLV, and may God bless the United States of America.
Listen, what can I say? Serita, I'm going to give you the final words of the show. I know you on the other radio station on 98.3, you always have words of wisdom to give to the people.
I would definitely say, as far as for words of wisdom, just to make sure that you take time for yourself and make sure that you go ahead and just breathe. because that's part of it. You know, a lot of times people won't come through and do the things that they need to do, you know, for themselves. And so it's like, definitely make sure that you take that 5 minutes and breathe.
5 minutes and breathe. You're listening to Nyumba, Upendo.